Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do an oil change on this 2015 Toyota Camry. Let's get into it. Let's loosen the oil cap to ease the draining process. So we'll be in the vacuum. Just let that sit there for now. All right, here we are under the car. There's a 14mm drain plug here, which we'll remove. And then the filter canister is here, which we can remove with just a 3/8 drive for the drain. And then I have the appropriate wrench for the canister itself. Let's start with the drain. Get your 14mm and start undoing that. There we go. And while that's draining, I'll take my drain plug, go to the bench and find a good replacement gasket for it. Over here at the bench, I found a good replacement gasket out of my assortment. So we'll wait for that to finish draining and then put this back in. All right, looks like that's just about done for draining the pan. Let's give the area a wipe. Make it nice and shiny. You can see there's still a couple dribbles coming out. You can wait for that to come out. There's not a significant volume left, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the plug back in. And what you want to do is torque that to approximately 30 foot-pounds. Might be a little awkward depending on how big your torque wrench is. It won't take much force to torque this up. It's only 30 foot-pounds, so wait for the click, which is right there, and you're done. For the housing drain, take a 3/8 with extension, get it up in the socket, and then remove. This allows the canister to drain without taking the whole canister off. Once you got it fairly loose, you should be able to reach up in there by hand, like so. To get the housing off, you want to get a wrench like this of the appropriate size. And again, it's driven by a 3/8 inch ratchet, or you can get a very large socket for the exterior of this, but the interior should be fine. And go ahead and remove. So for the record, that was on there super tight. I actually had to use a freaking impact gun to get it off. I don't know what the deal is. Last person that put this on was either Hercules or used a power tool or something, but very disappointing to see that. Anyway, let's get to the bench and we'll go ahead and replace the O-rings on this. Okay, over at the bench, got the housing. I still got my wrench attached to it. I'm gonna try to get that off. Anyway, what I wanted to say was that you need to replace this O-ring. See it right there? Maybe not since it's black on black, but replace that with the one that came in the kit. Of course, we want to extract the old cartridge filter, which goes in the garbage, and put the new one in. It should click in. There you go, and it'll spring loaded like that. That looks good. Now I'll take my pick and I'm going to work off this rubber O-ring here. All right, so I've got the new O-ring on there. You can see that one a little more clearly. And take some oil and lubricate that so it goes on very nicely when you screw it back into the car. You can see that this old seal was right in there. So that comes out. Garbage. You grab your new seal, came with the kit, and put it where the old one was. Just like that. Now you can take the drain plug, which you removed earlier, screw that on. The torque specification on this drain plug is 9 foot-pounds, which is equal to 22.2 Newton meters. So take your tiny little torque wrench and tighten that up to 22.2. Back under the car, we're ready to reinstall our housing. Obviously, we're going to start that by hand and snug it by hand. And we're not going to over tighten it like some crazy person. Torque specification on the housing is 18 foot-pounds, not 318 like the previous guy seemed to think. So put your wrench back on. And get your wrench, or get your ratchet, or get your torque wrench, and tighten that up to 18 foot-pounds. Back up at the top of the car, it's time for oil. So let's remove our cap. You got a funnel of some sort, and then it takes 4.4 liters of oil. I have a 5-liter jug here, so we're going to use almost all of it. And let's go ahead and fill it up. All right, I have the 4.4 liters of oil in. Since the car is jacked up at the front, I cannot get an accurate reading on the dipstick. So very important to get the car level first, and then you can check the dipstick. The other important thing you need to do is start up the engine and check for leaks. So let's do that now. Car running, back under it, looking for leaks. Drain plug is looking pretty solid. Take a look up at the canister. It's looking okay. It kind of exploded when I took it off with oil everywhere. That's why there's so much wetness around the area. But you're looking for new leaks. I don't see any, so I think we're okay. So back on level ground, and with oil settled back in the pan, I checked the dipstick, and it was right in the middle between the high and low marks. And since I've got a little bit of oil left in the jug, I might as well throw it in there and get it closer up to the top. Not critical, but it's something I like to do. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next one.